Round 1, we're going to start with a magic ring and chain 3 using color A. We'll make a 2 double crochet cluster into this ring. So yarn over, insert the hook into the ring and pull up your loop. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over into the ring again to pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through all 3. So with our starting chain, that makes a 3 double crochet cluster. Then we'll work a chain 2 and now a 3 double crochet cluster. So same as what we did for the 2 double crochet, only we'll do an extra time. So yarn over into the ring, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over into the ring to pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over into the ring to pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through all 4 loops on your hook. Chain 2. We'll do that 4 more times. So there should be 6 cluster stitches. We'll have chain 2 after our final one. Then we're going to join to the top of that first cluster to finish round 1. Do not cut the yarn. You can pull your magic circle tight. Round 2, continuing with color A, we want to slip stitch into that chain 2 space, chain 3, and then we'll work another 2 double crochet cluster in that space. So that's 2 partial double crochet, yarn over, pull through all 3, and again with our starting chain that makes a 3 double crochet cluster. Chain 2, work another 3 double crochet cluster in that same space. Chain 2. We'll skip the next cluster stitch, and in the next space we will make 3 double crochet cluster, chain 2, 3 double crochet cluster. Oops, I'll start that again. So that's my first 3 double crochet cluster, chain 2, work a second 3 double crochet cluster in that same space, chain 2, and you'll continue that around, skipping the cluster stitches from round 1 and working 2 of the 3 double crochet clusters in each space with chain 2 in between each of the clusters. Then you'll slip stitch to our starting cluster and fasten off at the end of this round. Round 3, we're going to use color B, and we want to start in any of the sets of 2 3 double crochet cluster with the first cluster in that set of 2, and we're going to make a front post single crochet. So we insert our hook from the front around the back of that cluster, back out to the front, pull the yarn through and bring it up, yarn over, and pull through those 2 loops on our hook for a standing front post single crochet. In this space, we will make 2 single crochet and front post single around the next cluster. So we're going to work a front post treble around this cluster down on round 1. That's between the cluster we just worked and the next one. It's a little bit tricky. We want to work behind this chain 2. So we're going to kind of fold that chain 2 to the front and insert our hook around from the front around that cluster, pull a loop up, yarn over, and pull through 2 3 times. So it's a front post treble, but working behind that chain 2. 2 single crochet or front post single around the next cluster, and 2 single crochet in that chain 2 space, front post single around the next cluster. Then we're ready for that next front post treble. So bringing that chain to the front, folding it over to sort of pull that cluster through as we work that front post treble behind the chain 2 space, front post single, and ready to repeat that around with the 2 singles, front post single, the front post treble, front post single. So you can go ahead and repeat that around. On the final repeat, we do not need to do the front post single, as that's how we started the round. So after the front post treble, you will just join to our starting front post single on the final repeat. When you've worked your way around and you've joined to that starting front post single, do not fasten off. You will have 12 front post singles, 6 front post treble, and 12 single crochet. Round 4, continuing with color B, we will chain 1, which does not count as a stitch, and place a single crochet in that same stitch as our join, or the top of that front post single. Chain 3, we'll skip 2 stitches, so that's those 2 single crochet, and in the top of the next front post single we will single crochet, and then in the next stitch, which is the front post treble, we are going to work 3 double crochet, 1, 2, and 3. We want to make a picot. We do that by making a chain 3. Then we're going to insert our hook in that front loop at the top of the double we just made and through the sidebar to pull up a loop and through the loop on our hook for our slip stitch to close the picot. And then we'll work 3 more double crochet in that stitch. 1, 2, and 3. So 3 double crochet, a picot with a chain 3, slip stitch into the top and side of the double crochet just made, and 3 more double crochet, all in that front post treble. We'll single crochet in the next stitch, which should be a front post single, chain 3, skip the next 2 stitches, single crochet in the next. We're ready to work those 3 double crochet, picot, 3 double crochet once more. Chain 3, insert hook in the top and the side loop, pull through for a slip stitch, 3 double crochet in the same stitch. And single crochet in the next. So you can continue to work that all the way around. On the final repeat, we don't need the single crochet as we started with that single crochet, and we'll just join and fasten off. 12 single crochet, 36 double crochet, and 6 picots plus the 6 chain 3 spaces. Round 5, using color C, we are going to start in the first of any of the group of 2 single crochet that we skipped last round, and we're going to start with a standing single crochet in the first of those skipped ones, and single crochet in the next stitch. Then we will chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and skipping those stitches, we're going to single crochet in the next 2 single crochet that we had skipped. Chain 5, and we'll continue that all the way around. After our last chain 5, we will join with a slip stitch to our starting single crochet, and I'll meet you there. So I've done my final chain 5 repeat. I'm going to join to the starting single crochet, but we do not want to cut our yarn. What we want to do though is push those groups of 3 double crochet in the picot under that chain 5 to the front of our work. So the chain 5 will be behind those groups, or those petals of the flower. So you'll have 12 single crochet and 6 chain 5 spaces. So round 6, continuing with color C, we will chain 3, which counts as a double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. Oops, I got the wrong thing here. So we'll chain 3, which counts as a double crochet. We'll place another double crochet in that same stitch, and 2 double crochet in the next stitch, and then in that chain 5 space, working behind the petal, we want to place 6 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we'll continue to work that around, 2 double crochet in each of the singles, 6 double crochet in each chain 5 space. After we've worked our last chain 5 space, we will join to the top of our starting chain and fasten off. You should have 60 double crochet. Round 7, using color B, we want to start in the first set of the 2 groups of 2 double crochet. So in the first double crochet of the first set, we will start with a single crochet and single crochet in the next stitch. We're going to work a front post treble 2 together, so we yarn over twice. We're going to work it around the single crochet that's just past this picot in round 4. So place the first leg there, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 twice, leaving 2 loops on our hook. Then we yarn over twice again, and around that first single crochet before the next picot, insert our hook around the post to pull up our loop, yarn over, pull through 2 twice, and then pull through 3 for the front post treble 2 together. Do not skip the stitch behind, and we'll single crochet in that stitch in the next 9, so there'll be 10 single crochet in a row. That's 2, 3. So your 10th single crochet will be in the second double crochet of that first set of 2 double crochet, and then we'll repeat that around, working those front post trebles around the single crochet just after a picot, and the second leg around the single crochet just before the next picot. Don't skip a stitch, and single crochet in 10. So you can work your way around. On the last repeat, you will omit the last 2 single crochet and then join to a starting single crochet with a slip stitch to fasten off. 6 front post treble 2 together and 60 single crochet. Round 8, using color D, we're going to start in the stitch immediately before a front post treble 2 together. And we'll make a single crochet in that single crochet just before a front post treble 2 together. And then we'll work a front post single crochet around that front post treble 2 together. So I inserted my hook around the back of the post of the treble 2 together, pull the yarn through, yarn over, and pull through 2 to finish that front post single crochet. And we will single crochet in the next 10 stitches, being careful to get that first single crochet that's a bit hidden by the front post treble 2 together. 1, 2, 9, and 10 single crochet, which should be the last single crochet just before that front post treble. And we'll start the repeat again with that front post single around the front post treble 2 together, single crochet in 10, being careful to get that first single crochet past the front post treble 2 together. 1, and so on. So you can go ahead and work that all the way around. You'll join to our starting single crochet on the last repeat, only working 9 single crochet to join to that. 6 front post singles and 60 single crochet. Round 9, using color A, we are going to work a standing single crochet in any of these front post singles that we worked around the front post treble 2 together. But we're going to be working in the back loop only. But single crochet, back loop only in that front post single. We'll single in the next 5 stitches, working back loop only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then from here we want to double crochet down into the picot in round 4. So we want to try and find that center of that picot to insert your hook. After we yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 twice for that double crochet in the picot. Sorry, the picot was made in round 5, not round 4. Okay, we will not skip the stitch at all, and so in the next stitch back on round 8, we will single crochet, back loop only, in 11 stitches. So it's 3, 4, 10, and 11 back loop only single crochet. Okay, and then we're ready to work the next double crochet in that next picot. Oops, trying to go through the space, not through the chains. Don't skip a stitch and continue back loop only, single crochet in 11. So you could go ahead and work that repeat all the way around. You'll omit the last 6 single crochet on the final repeat, slip stitch to our first single crochet, and fasten off. 6 double crochet and 66 single crochet. Round 10, using color C, we'll start in any of the double crochet worked in the picot from last round, and we're going to make a puff stitch. The rest of the stitches in this round are back loop only. The puff stitch is going to use both loops. So we're going to start with our yarn over, insert into the top of that double crochet, pull a loop up, and you want to pull it a little bit longer than normal, almost the height of a double crochet. We'll do that 3 more times. So there should be, oh, let me try that again. So you might need to hang on to those loops a bit. So we'll have 3 loops. We'll do that 3 more times. So there'll be 5 loops, 7 loops on their hook, and once more 9 loops on our hook. We'll yarn over and pull through all of those 9 loops for our standing puff stitch. Chain 1 to close. That chain 1 does not count as a stitch. We'll single crochet in the next 5 stitches, remembering to use the back loop only. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Back loop only, single crochet. Puff stitch in the next stitch. Yarn over, insert your hook to pull up a loop for 3 loops. We'll do that 3 more times, keeping those loops a bit longer. 9 loops on our hook. Yarn over, pull through all 9 loops, chain 1 to close, and we will repeat that around. Back loop only, single crochet in 5 stitches, 3, 4, and 5. Puff stitch in the next. So puff stitches will be in those double crochet in the picot and on top of where the treble 2 together were made, following those lines up. So you can continue to work that all the way around, and I will meet you just before we end this round. So once you've worked your way around, we will leave off that final puff stitch since we started with 1. We'll join to the top of the puff stitch, joining in that chain 1 close to hit the top of the puff stitch, and then we can fasten off. There'll be 12 puff stitches and 60 single crochet. Round 11, using color A, we want to start with a standing double crochet in the 3rd single crochet after a puff stitch on our previous round. There's your puff stitch, 1, 2, 3 single crochet. And the puff stitch needs to be one of the ones worked into a double crochet. And standing double crochet in that 3rd single crochet past a puff stitch made in the double crochet. And we're going to chain 2, place another double crochet in the same stitch. Oops. And repeat that once more, chain 2, double crochet in that same stitch. This will be our first corner as we start to square off our motif. We're going to chain 2, skip 2 stitches, and work a front post half double crochet around the next stitch, which is a puff. So we yarn over, insert the hook from the front around the back of that puff stitch out the other side, grab the yarn, pull it through, yarn over, and pull through all 3 of those loops for the front post half double crochet around that puff stitch. Chain 2, skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and then we're going to make a puff stitch in this next stitch. So yarn over again to pull up your loop, 2, 3, and 4 times, 9 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 9 loops, chain 1 to close. Chain 2, skip 2 stitches, and front post single around this next puff stitch. Chain 2, skip 2 stitches, puff stitch in the next, 1, 2, 3, and 4, yarn over, pull through all 9, chain 1 to close, chain 2, we'll front post half. We're going to skip those next 2 stitches, front post half around this next puff stitch, chain 2, skip 2 stitches, ready to work another corner of that double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, chain 2, and one more double crochet in that same stitch. So that is our first side with the corner. Skipping 2 stitches every time, we chain 2, front post half, chain 2, puff, chain 2, front post single, chain 2, puff, chain 2, front post half, chain 2, and the next corner. So you can go ahead and work your way around, and I'll meet you just before we join to our starting corner. So on your last repeat, we will stop after our last front post half double crochet, chain 2, and we will just join to our starting double crochet in that first corner that we made to start the round. Do not fasten off, as we'll continue with this color. There's 8 puff stitches, 4 front post singles, 8 front post half, 24 chain 2 spaces, and then 4 corners with the double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. Round 12, continuing with color A, we will chain 3, which counts as a double crochet. In the chain 2 space, we will place 2 double crochet, 1 and 2. In the next stitch, which should be the middle double crochet of that corner, we will place 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 2 double crochet for our new corner. Two double crochet in the chain 2 space, double crochet in the next stitch, which should be the last double crochet of the corner from last round, 2 double crochet in the next chain 2 space. Half double crochet in the next stitch, which is that front post half, 2 half double crochet in the chain 2 space. Front post half around this next stitch, which is that puff stitch, 2 half double crochet in the next stitch, half double crochet in the next stitch, 2 half double crochet in that next space, front post half around the puff, 2 half in that next space, and half double crochet in that front post half. Oops. Two double crochet in the space, double crochet in the next stitch, which is the first double crochet of last round's corner, 2 double crochet in the space, and that should bring us to our center double crochet, where we will work our new corner again of 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 2 double crochet. So you can go ahead and work that around all 4 sides, and I'll meet you just before we end the round. So I'm just completing my final side. I've worked my last half double crochet in that front post half, and in this last chain 2 space I'll work my final 2 double crochet, and then we can go ahead and join to our starting chain 3 and fasten off. There should be 44 half double crochet, 56 double crochet, 8 front post half double crochet with the 4 chain 2 in the corner spaces. Round 13, using color D, we're going to start in any of the chain 2 corner spaces with a standing double crochet. We'll work another double crochet in the same space, chain 2, and 2 more double crochet in that same corner space. Double crochet in the next 9 stitches, being careful to use this first stitch, but again we're working in the back loop only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Then we'll work a half double crochet in the next 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 half double crochet, and then 9 back loop only double crochet. 1, 8, and 9, which should be in the last stitch before the corner, where you'll work the 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. So you can go ahead and work that all the way around, joining to our starting stitch and fasten off once you get to the end of this round. There'll be 36 half double crochet, 88 double crochet, plus the 4 chain 2 corner spaces. Round 14, using color C, we'll start with a standing half double crochet in any of the corner spaces. So half double crochet, chain 2, and half double crochet in that same corner space. We'll make a back post half double crochet around each of the 31 stitches down the side. So 31 back post half double crochet down each side, and then the half double crochet, chain 2 half double crochet in each corner, joining to our starting stitch and fastening off at the end of this round. Round 15 with color B, we'll start in any of the chain 2 corner spaces with a single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet in that same corner stitch or space. We're going to chain 1, skip the next stitch, single crochet in the next, and we'll continue that a total of 16 times. Chain 1, skip 1, single crochet in the next. And 16, chain 1, single crochet. We'll chain 1, skip the last stitch of the side, and in that next corner, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. So you can go ahead and work that around all 4 sides, joining to our starting stitch and fastening off at the end of this round. Round 16, using color A, it's much the same as our previous round. we will start in any chain 2 corner space with a single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet in that same corner space. We'll chain 1, skip this next stitch, and in that chain 1 space from last round we'll place a single crochet. Chain 1, skip the stitch, single crochet in the space, and we'll do that 17 times down the side. When you've worked the 17 repeats, you will chain 1, skip the last stitch, and then make our new corner, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, and repeat that around all 4 sides, joining to our starting stitch and fastening off at the end. Round 17, using color C, we will work the same as last round, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in that corner stitch, chain 1, skip the single crochet, and single crochet in the chain 1 space for a total of 18 times down the side, placing single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in the corners, and fastening off once we've worked our way around. Round 18, using color B, starting in any of the chain 2 corner spaces, we're going to start with a standing 2 double crochet cluster. So we yarn over, insert into the space to pull up our loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and leave those 2 loops on the hook. Repeat, yarn over, insert into the space to pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, then yarn over, pull through all 3 for our 2 double crochet cluster. Chain 3, and we'll work 1 more 2 double crochet cluster in that corner space. Chain 1, we'll skip the next stitch, and we'll make a puff stitch in this chain 1 space. So yarn over, insert into the space, and pull up a loop 4 times. That's 2, 3, and 4. You should have 9 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all 9 loops, chain 1 to close, which does not count as a stitch. Then we'll chain 1, skip the next stitch, and work a puff stitch in the next. Chain 1 to close, chain 1, skip the stitch, and so on. So we will work 19 of these puff stitches down the side, and I'll meet you at the next corner. So when you've worked the 19 puff stitches down the side, you'll have closed with the chain 1, make another chain 1, and we'll be skipping that last single crochet of the side, and then in the corner making that 2 double crochet cluster, chain 3, 2 double crochet cluster. Remember to make a chain 1, and then working down the second side in the same way with those 19 puff stitches. So you can go ahead and work that all the way around, joining to our starting cluster in the first corner and fastening off. Round 19, using color D, this is our final round for this square. We're going to start again with a standing 2 double crochet cluster in any chain 2 corner space. And chain 3, and make a second 2 double crochet cluster in that same corner space. So we're going to make a front post double crochet around the 2 double crochet cluster in the corner from last round. So yarn over, insert for the front around the back of that stitch, pull the yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2 twice for our front post double crochet cluster around, front post double crochet around the 2 double crochet cluster from last round. We'll skip the chain space and work a front post double crochet around this first puff stitch. And then working down the side, we will half double crochet in the chain space front post double around the puff. So half double crochet in the space, front post double around the puff. We'll do that a total of 19 times down the side, and I'll meet you just before our corner. So when you have completed 18 repeats, that'll be around the last puff stitch. Then we want to work a half double crochet in that last space and place a front post double around the clusters. So that makes the 19 repeats, but just want you to see how it's slightly different than how we started the round with those two front posts beside each other. So we have this half double crochet in between. And then in the corner, we'll work another 2 double crochet cluster, chain 3, and 2 double crochet cluster. And then we're ready to start the side with that front post double crochet around the cluster, skip the space, front post double around the first puff, and then ready to start our half double crochet, front post double down this next side. So you can go ahead and work that all the way around. You'll be joining to our starting stitch to fasten off and to finish the square.